Okay, I gotta do this now because I just got it, and I really want you to be with me when I do a fresh unboxing of new Pinnacle product that I just got because I didn't get a notification that I remember telling me it was coming. So I don't even remember what's in here. So here we are, Acers. Let's do this. Good to be with you again today. So here we are opening the next box of cool Pinnacle product stuff. And I don't even remember what this one's going to be. Okay, so drum roll as I open it up. And okay, first of all, always have to give a perk for these huge bubble wraps to Studio 2. So actually, let me go ahead and set this on the floor. It's not that heavy, so it can't be too much, but it's going to be helpful to have all that stuff. Okay, so next we unwrap. And the first thing I'm going to pull out is this box. Here, I'll get it really close. Oh, let me put some light on me, some better lighting. Okay, there we go, a little bit better lighting. So here's the first thing. It's a Deadlands artwork box. Open it up. Okay. So I don't know which end's up on this die, but this is probably my last Parsec die, or something. So I got some cards to add to the adventure deck. Got some more. Oh, this I know it's what this is. Got some more power cards. So this is Hell in the High Plains, and I got some more archetype cards. Also, yeah, so I'm going to have to open these for you guys. I think this might have both my Fantasy Companion and my Deadlands in it. My Deadlands Hell in the High Plains. I ordered that a while ago. I can't remember when I did that. So let's get the knife out carefully. Try and grab a little edge of this. I don't want to cut the cards. There we go. Got an edge. Got cut into the plastic. So here in the okay, yeah, so okay, I think I'll get to those in a second. So let's look at these Deadlands cards first. Okay. Problem with shrink wrap is that sometimes you end up nicking your cards trying to just get it open. But this is pretty exciting. So first, these are the Deadlands archetypes. There's a Determined Agent, a Harrow Desperado, a Hex Slinging Card Sharp, kind of like Doc Holliday, a Sister of Mercy, a Ruthless Gunslinger, a Confident Home Gun. I hope I'm saying that right for those of you who speak Creole, or French Creole from the New Orleans area. The Eccentric Tinkerer, the Sharpshooting Bounty Hunter, the Crafty Huckster, the Wandering Master, the Cavalry Officer, and the Rugged Adventurer. So there you go. I think those are all new Hell on Earth cards. And like I said, they came in this really nifty Deadlands card box. And I think this was one of the expansion goals. So the great thing is it's got this ribbon. It's got a ribbon inside that goes across that as I put the cards back in, it's got space for all of my archetypes, and that's going to be where I'm going to put the rest of my archetypes too, but I'll do it after this video. And I can also put other things in there with it. Got some power cards here to go in my power cards deck. Let's see what's in these. There's Wish, Time Stop, Summon Undead, Summon Monster, Summon Animal, Scrying, Sanctuary, Plane Ship. Okay, so these I think go with the fantasy set. So we'll put that over there. I'll get back to those then. And I think these also go with the fantasy set, these additions to the adventure deck, which if you haven't gotten an adventure deck, I'm going to do a whole video someday about that. And the adventure deck is really cool, but these ones are Surprise, Together to the End, Stuff of Legend, and Untold Treasures. Yeah, those also go with the fantasy stuff. So let's go down in here. Oh, a Deadlands chase deck. Let's open that beast. So, Deadlands chase deck. So, I have to say, this was worth waiting for the Fantasy Companion. I know there were some complaints about the shipping and stuff, and I understand the, I understand people getting grumpy about not getting their product in a timely manner, but the Pinnacle's doing the best they can with the production and shipping and stuff like that. It's going to be nicer just to be patient, and we'll get there. We'll all get there. Oh, cool! It's a narrative chase deck, and it's got the rules for important keyword. Okay, so it's got the basics of how to do a chase cards, each round what happens, on your turn what happens, and then some keywords to get to pay attention to, and then it's got some examples of how to do it. So that little fold out comes in the chase deck box, and that's pretty cool. Let's go ahead, and they're sealed too, so I'm gonna try and carefully snag that with my knife, because my knife's getting dull after all the unpacking. I've just been slitting through a lot of tape. So, okay. Yeah, so this is a standard playing card deck, and not bad on the quality. They're not sticking together, so that's one of my first criteria. But it is a standard playing card deck, sort of. The Ace of Clubs, it has a follow me thing on it. Any participants on your side who have not already acted may discard their chase card and their hand to act on this card instead. So it looks like there's going to be rule changes that you can take to make this game work, or to make this a more fun narrative chase. So that's pretty cool. I'd forgotten about half the stuff that I supported in the Kickstarter. So that's pretty cool. Now, they can stand up on their side. They won't fall in all the way, but I'm going to go ahead and drop them back in face down. And, oh, there's a 6 of hearts. I think it was already mixed up a little bit. There we go. And so I'm going to put that back in here, and I'm going to go ahead and even put the pin piece back in to just pin it down. And I now have a Deadlands chase deck, and that's going to be handy. Also, I'm going to encourage my daughter, who's running Deadlands right now, to make sure that she does that as well. Okay. We'll get to that one in a second. We're going to focus in on the Deadlands stuff first. Okay, that one in just a second. Okay, so here's the nifty new Smith & Robards map. I'm sure it's a Smith & Robards because that's who does all the maps for the Deadlands. Although it's not really Smith & Robards, but anyway. There's the new map. And right over here, it's where I'm pretty close to, Salt Lake City. That's my place, and it's the most technologically advanced city in all of Deadlands, and it is in um, Deseret, which is which broke away during Civil War. So, and there is the okay. So that is the up, and that is the I think that's the Grand Tetons or Pikes Peak or something like that. I don't remember what that one is, but I've never actually seen it myself in the real life. But here is the Deadlands Hell on the High Plains book. It's got detailed stuff about what's going on the high plains, out in the out in the wide open spaces. And so that's pretty cool. Um, Good. Map packs 5 and 6. Boomtown and Prospectors Camp. So those are in the box here. Let's see if I can keep things balanced over here. Okay, and Deadlands Weird West Pawns 2. That's part of the reason why I went ahead and backed this one for sure. But I've pretty much backed everything Deadlands that's come out since they came out with Suede. Because Deadlands is what got me into Savage Worlds and things like that. So this is going to be really cool. These are die-cut cardboard pawns, and you can even get plastic bases for them on the Pinnacle website. So that's pretty spiffy. Now, let's shift gears and talk about the next set of pawns. The fantasy pawns for drum roll. The Fantasy Companion. Oh, and this one is one of the ones where they put in bookmarks. So it's got bookmark ribbons. And it's got this great picture of Red facing a dragon. And it's on the same cover too, but it's really cool. And Red, of course, if you've been reading Savage Worlds long, she's one of their main characters who keeps popping up. And this thing's dense. It's got some good weight to it. I've handled some books that are pretty light on the content once you get there. This looks like it is a 3-ribbon set. So this is a really good companion for helping if you want to just try and just switch rule sets and stay playing the same fantasy campaign you've been playing. You can use this book to switch over to that. So that, like I said, it came with a pawn set, which is really spiffy. And it came with the new cards for the 4 new adventure cards for the adventure deck. It came with power cards, which are specifically tuned for a fantasy game. And of course, you can use these with the rest of your power deck, and I'm going to just incorporate them in. And then there are NPCs, I guess. You got a captain of the guard, a swordmaster, an elven scout, a faithful knight, and then it's got some villain cards for you. Sir Garrick the Brave. And the cool thing is that while the archetype and other cards, like NPCs and stuff, while they are front and back, so you have a front with the artwork, and they have their stats and everything over here, and then their back has their hindrances and their edges and their gear. Well, that's their setup. The villains are set up in such a way that you as a game master can actually show. You can show the picture, and you don't have to they don't have to see any of the stats. And there's Sir Galric the Brave, who's an undead. There's Kaal Mazor, kind of looks like Pinhead. They, or you have Scabrat, Ratkin, I guess. A Raid Master, Krozog the Chosen, the Deathbringer, Irilskix, however you say that. Shark Call, Shindra Goth, Bendak the Vile, and Duke Lucien Breville. So those are kind of some good archetypes and additional archetypes to the archetype fantasy archetype decks, which comes in its nifty own package. Yeah, I didn't think this was coming with all this at this time. I don't remember getting a tracking number, so it's kind of fun that I got all of this together. But yeah, I did message him and say, was I supposed to get my fantasy stuff? And they're like, oh, remember you saved on shipping and shipped with your Deadlands, your Deadlands, Hell in the High Plains. And I was like, oh, okay. And I got them. So once again, Pinnacle has come through with their promise. And so here's the fantasy archetypes, if I can just get the box to open, because it's not liking to open right now. A second. There it goes. It's kind of sticky to itself. Okay, yep. So these archetypes do look like the archetypes that I just put over there. So I guess we got some additional archetypes. And these ones are sealed as well. It might be part of the reason why the package wasn't so swift to open. But you got a barbarian, a bard, a cleric, a druid, a mage, a monk, a paladin, a ranger, a sorcerer, a thief, a warrior. Here she is. A witch, an alchemist, an archer, an assassin, a beastmaster, a champion. Looks like an angelic champion. A jester. Wait, oh, I missed one. A dragon warrior. A jester. A lore master. A shaman. A tin keeper. A tinkerer. There we go. Totem warrior. Acrobat. Amazon. Aristocrat. Blade dancer. Brute. Defender. Soldier. Swashbuckler. Sword mage. Titan slayer. Treasure hunter. And Valkyrie. So all these archetype cards are good places to even have your players start to give them some ideas. Now the great thing is that because this is Savage Worlds, and these are all, oh, by the way, these are all season ranked characters. Because this is Savage Worlds, though, we have the ability to use these classes are not fixed. I mean, you can use the class alignment table that's in the book to align your characters' classes with whatever you got. But easier is just to go ahead and say, what do you want to do? That's the great thing about Savage Worlds. It is all about how can I make a character that's cool from the get-go, from the beginning. And then I can play the character that I wanted to play from the very beginning. And you don't have to grind through levels just to successfully get to the character you actually want to play. You don't have to be 3-4 levels in. You can be novice, a first-ranked novice, and you can go as deep and as fast as you want. Okay, so, and the other thing is, of course, because of the acing dice, you can actually cause a change to the story. So I'm going to, first of all, got to judge the stickiness of the cards, the thickness of the cards. Okay, good. They learned from their mistake with the Deadlands deck, and they went back to these thicker cards. This is a good deck. You can see it fans really nicely. There's the Ace of Spades. And yeah, I know some of you who are older like me are now singing. You're now singing your Motorhead stuff. But I like these cards. They're really pretty. You got some great characters in here. There is an owlbear thingy. Trolls and wizards and other things. You got your heroes, and there it's just a standard deck of cards. But as you can see, okay, my hand compared to the size of my head, and the cards compared to the size of my hand, I can barely hold them in one hand. So that's what came in this box. That's my unboxing of this product here from Pinnacle Entertainment. This is, like I said, it's both the Fantasy Companion and Deadlands Hell on the High Plains. So what I would recommend is, if you got a chance, get them both. They're going to be there on the Pinnacle site. I was able to get them on their Kickstarter, so it's going to be a little bit different. But I highly recommend that you pick them up on the site. You know, the best thing is for me is this box. This is going to save my other archetypes, because some of them got folded and banged and bashed, and they've gotten a little beat up over the years. Since I think I've had it a couple years now. So I'm going to take them all and I'm going to stick them in there, and they're all going to share the same space with the new archetype cards that I got in the Deadlands box. But that's one of my best favorite things that I got. But yes, they shipped them in boxes, so they're protected a little bit. There's the bookmarks. I am really excited. I actually want to retool one of the oldest adventures that I run with Savage Worlds, and that's it's an underground nod to the Tomb of Terrors called Tomb of Horrors. Or wait, no, it's the other way around. A nod to Tomb of Horrors called Tomb of Terrors. There you go. And because you're game masters on this channel, I will spoil it and say it's going to be basically the heroes go underground, and after having defeated what they thought was a zombie leader, and the big heroes are off to go find him and hunt him down the rest of the way. But it turns out that zombie leader is trying to become a lich lord, and he's down in the cellar dungeons now doing evil magic, and you guys got to stop him, and you're not very high ranked. So that's going to make that pretty fun. Let's see. Oh, just as a side note, and I'll maybe put a chapter here. I don't know how to do that actually, but as a side note, I am going to be at FanX this year. That is the big Utah-based convention for it's the convention for fandom and comic books, and it's got a gaming component, and I'm going to be doing 2 panels. One is going to be a panel on avoiding and subverting cliché. So one of the things that I might do is grab some of these archetype cards, pull them up and say, this guy here looks like he should have a voice like this. Ah, but what if you give him a voice like this? So, you know, that's kind of the stuff that I'm going to be playing with. I'm going to be playing with a little bit with TV tropes, things like that. I'm going to be also doing a panel on writing adventures and how that can lead into writing your own RPG and things like that. That's going to be a second panel I'm going to be doing. The first panel is on Thursday. The convention opens on Thursday the 21st, and so that night at 8 p.m. I will be doing my first panel. And then the second panel is going to be Saturday at 3 p.m. and we will be doing a panel on RPG writing and adventure creation. So if you can make it there, I'd love to meet you in person, and you can come up and talk to me about questions you may have. Otherwise, keep playing the Savage Worlds, keep making your game clubs. remember that I do love you, and the world is a better place for you being in it. So stick around. There's a lot more fun to come.